Today we're gonna finish the quizzes for the functions and also give you the basic idea about what is a array. Right. So let's start with quiz number 5.1 about declare a function called laugh and returns ha ha ha, prints the value returned from the laugh function to the console. Right. So we're going to put our function here and call the functions in the console log. Declare a function called laugh. So function is called laugh. Right, let me make the font size bigger. Right, function laugh. And then make a curly brace. Right, the body of the function is going to go to the curly brace. And what does that function do? It just returns this ha ha ha. Alright, just return it. Return this whole thing, just return that. This is what this function does. And when you want to use this function, you're gonna call this function's name. I'm gonna call this function inside here to print it out. So I'm gonna call laugh inside this console log. When you call the function, you need the parentheses here. Alright, so if it tests right, it's going to give you the ha 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 you return from the function. Right, console log out what is returning the function. Right, so this is question number 1. I think. Send me the answer. Right, so create a function, returns it, and in the console log it calls the function's name. Right, that's 5.1. We'll go to the next one. 5.2, again, we're going to write a function of laugh, but this time it's going to take one parameter. It takes one input, it's called num, that represents the number of ha's to return. So here is an example. If we do a console log laugh 3, it's going to be ha ha ha. So that means if it's going to be console log laugh 1, it's just going to be 1 ha. If it's going to be laugh 2, it's going to be 2 ha's, ha ha. Right? So let's see how we're going to do it. So we're gonna firstly, again, do it step by step. Firstly, write a function called laugh. Right, write a function called laugh. Function laugh. Right, and it takes one parameter num. Right, it takes one parameter called num to represent the number of ha's. So I'm gonna put the parameter inside here. Num. Right, it takes input num. And now we're gonna think about how to do this function. So we basically need to console log out the number of ha's based on the num here. If num equal to 2, we're going to print 2 ha. If num equal to 1, we're going to print 1 ha. If num equal to 100, we're going to print out 100 ha's. So it's kind of like something I can repeat it, right, repeatedly to print it adding ha to it. We cannot use if cases here because like if I have like if num is equal to 1,000, I'm not going to make 1,000 cases there. So I'm going to think about to use loops this way for this question. Right. So we're going to loop from 0 to the num and keep adding 1 to it. Every time we adding 1 to the counter, to the index, we're adding 1 ha to it. Right. So I'm going to do a for loop. And this loop from 0 to num. Right. So variable I equal to 0, I smaller than num, I plus plus, right? It loops through the 0 to num. Or you can sometimes go backwards from num to 1. It's also fine. It's both okay. And you go from 0 to num or from num to 0, and I minus plus is the same thing. Right? And now we need a way to any ha's together. Right? I cannot just say ha plus ha, like I need a place to store it. Right? I need the storage, like the factorial, I need a place to store my answer. So I'm gonna create a solution variable here to store my answer. Variable solution is equals to a storage, you're gonna make it empty string. So we're gonna keep adding the ha on it. Right, so I'm gonna say every time we do a loop, the solution we're gonna adding 1 ha to the solution. right, adding a hard to the solution, plus equal. Right, this is a shorter way by saying the solution equal to the old solution plus hard. Right, this is a shorter way to say it. Right, we're adding a hard to the solution every time we loop. Right, so and after it's done, we just want to, after the for loop is finished, we just want to return the solution. Right, let's try. It's gonna be. Oh, don't forget to have the exclamation mark. Right, the final character, exclamation mark. So it's console.log love3. Right, so let me test right. It should give me 3 hearts here. Right, so the way it works, right? So you see the I and the solution. Right, so we're gonna see how it works. You see when I starts, the I equals 0, right? And I is smaller than num equals 3, right? Num equals 3. Right. In this case, num is 3. Right? 0 is smaller than 3. So we are going to run the code inside here, which is adding a hard to the solution. The solution becomes hard. Right? And then we go back here, 2, 3, 4, right? Statement number 4, we're adding 1 to the I become 1. And we're checking it again. Is 1 smaller than 3? Yes, it is. We're adding another hard to it. So it's going to be ha. And then we adding 1 to the I become 2. I become 2. 2 is still smaller than 3. So we're going to still run the code inside it. Adding another hard to the solution. Solution become ha. And we're adding 1 more to the I becomes 3. And 3 is not smaller than 3, so we're not going to run the code. We're not going to continue to do the loop. Loop is finished. So we're going to do the code after it, which is return the solution plus the exclamation mark. And that's it. Right, so this is how the loop goes on here. And if you have like more than 3, like a 5, 6, it's gonna keep going until 6, and then give you the final exclamation mark. Right, like you can also do like maybe 100, and it will work. Right, give you 100 hearts here, even 1,000, but just any numbers I give here should work. Right, and let's try submit the answer. I should give you a correct. Right. Alright, so we basically just create our code and give it a name. So when I want to run this function, let's call its name. Right? So the things inside of this function is basically still just a loop. And just have a function surrounded it. And have a return after it, right? So this here we create a function and then we call the function. Right. So we're gonna go to the next one. This is just a for loop. Right, so 5.3. Build triangle. Right. So for this case, you're going to create a function called build triangle, and will accept an input the triangle and its widest width, and will return the string representation of a triangle. See the example out below. So if we do the build triangle 10, it's going to give us a triangle like from 1, 2, 3 until the 10. That's a triangle. we've give you one function, make line, to start with. The function takes a line length and builds a line of asterisks at starts and returns a line with a new line character. You will need to call this make line function in the triangle. Right, so let's try it out first. So they already give us the make line function. I just want to, if you want to know like how does it work, we can just console log to test it. Console log the make line. Make line takes a number, make line 5. Right, so let's try it out. Test the run, and I get a line with five stars here. If I do a make line 9, it's gonna be 9 stars here. Right, so this is what a make line does. So our job is to create a make triangle. Right, when I do make triangle 10, it's supposed to give me like a make line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 10. Right, this is what we want inside the make. What's the triangle to do to build this triangle for us? All right. So of course we're not gonna use a lot of that console log inside there, or call like a make line 1 to 7. Because what if we have build a triangle 100? We're not gonna write 100 lines of code there. So again, so it's gonna be something like a loop. Right, it's gonna reading it's gonna checking what my number I pass in here, and start from 0 until that number. Right, you're gonna see that kind of format a lot. So function build triangle. This is function, and takes a number, let's just put a num here, right? And what this function does is like we're gonna using the make line inside here, and later we're gonna using this test your code by uncomment this following line. We're gonna use this test it, right? Of course, I cannot just say return make line. Right, make line num. It's just gonna be one line. We need more than that. Right, just say just do make line here. It's just gonna be one line, and I need basically do the make line from 0 to this number. Right, so let's create a loop here. So it's gonna be loop from 0 to the num. For variable I equal to 0, you can see this format a lot. I is smaller than num, I plus plus. Right, it's the exact same thing as the last loop we did. And again, the make line is going to make one line for us, but I need a place to store those lines together and return it out. So we need a solution again. Variable solution is equal to empty string. And then we're going to add in them up here. So it's going to be solution plus equals to the make line of I, and return the solution. Right, it's very similar to the last one. And if you try it right now, I think it should give you the correct answer. Right, so from 1 to 10. Alright, so let's go over this loop here. So we have a I here and a solution. And we have num is 10. Alright, num is 10. Go over this loop. Alright, so I start from 0. That's the start point, and the solution. Solution start with empty here, and when I is 0, with solution ending on make line I. Make line I basically is make line 0. Right, make line 0 just gives nothing. Right, actually we can start from 1 in this case here. Right, so let me try it. Yeah, I'm gonna start with 1 here, because if I is 0, just make line gives nothing. So if we start with 1 here, the solution will becomes 1 star. Right, it's gonna be make line 1, solution plus 1 line. I start with 1 in this case. So from 1 to num, not from 0. And then we're adding 1 to the I. Right, adding 1 to the I. And they start make line, gonna make a second line, so the solution here gonna be star and with a 2 star update. This is actually what is happened. And then we have when I equals 3, it's going to be make line the old solution plus the make line 3. Make line 3 make a line of 3 stars here. And it looks like that. And 4 keep going until make line 10. Right. So in dips, this actually is a double loop. This make line is a nested loop, but we just make the code in another function. Right. So if you want, you can just copy all the code and put that inside this for loop. So it's going to be the nested for loop. But it's just going to be less readable. Right, so to make it more readable, to make it clear, we just we can separate them into 2 functions here. Right, so for example, if you want, you can have this whole thing inside the for loop. Right, and the return here, we're going to change that to a solution plus that. So that's the same thing, but this is a inner loop right now. Right, so this should still work. Maybe not. Length is not defined. Oh, this length here going to be let me see. I here. Yep. Here we go. Right. So basically, we just move the code inside the make line into the function. That works, but it's just harder to read and harder to understand. So this is why they want to make it another function and just directly call that function instead of do the loop inside it here. Right. So make line is basically just this whole code here. Any question for this one? It can take some time. You to understand this one, you can just try to give the number of num and try to go through this by yourself. Like for example, try to do a build triangle and do an analyze like here, and see if you can go from 1 to the number and build a triangle up. Right, try to analyze it. Go from first line and keep reading to the return here, and see if you're getting the result you expect. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the next one. Let me just reset the quiz here. Alright, so this one, write an anonymous function expression, anonymous function expression that stores a function in a variable called laugh and outputs the number of hearts you pass in as an argument. Right, so in this function basically does the same thing we did in the 5.2 here. Right, these two are basically the same. Let me just copy this one to the 5.4. Right. So let me just copy this one here. Right. So this is basically gonna work, but if you just try to submit it, it's gonna give you a wrong because this function requires you to using the function expression. That's another way to define the function. Right? So to change a regular function to be a function expression, it's actually very simple here. We're gonna change the first line, just the first line. Instead of saying function love num, we're gonna say, let me just do this one here. We're gonna say variable love is equal to a function. Takes a num. Right, that's it. This is how you change a function to a function expression. Two ways to say it. Right, so let's say it again. So function love, that is a regular of just how you define a function, and for a function declaration, you just basically just a function expression. You create a variables. It's called a love, and say that is a function. Give the value to this love variable, and the value of it is a function. This should be very straightforward. Don't have any. We didn't write any code here. Just copy it from the love we did in 5.2, and just copy it here and change the first line. Right. So let me submit it. It should be correct. Yeah. Right, so you're gonna see a lot of like function expression in the future. Right, so that is function expression, and let's go to the next one. Correct? What this function does. Write a name function expression that stores a function in a variable called cry and returns boohoo. Don't forget to call the function using the variable name, not the function name. Write a named function expression. Right, last time was a anonymous function expression. This time it's a named function expression. So let's say variable cry is equal to a named function expression. So let's just create a regular function and takes nothing, right? Just returns boohoo. So return boohoo. Right, so then when we console log out the cry, it's going to give you the boohoo we want to return. Right. So this is an anonymous function function expression, and they want you make it a named function expression. Just give a name here. Right, any name like a this is a cry function, like cry func. But then it's just when you call the function, you still call the variable's name. Don't call the function's name. If you call the function name, it's not gonna work. It won't gonna work. If you call like a cry func, it's not gonna work. Right, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be an error, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be an error. So this just for your reference, right? I don't think there's any reason to give a name here, because this name cannot be called in the future. So why do you need a name here? I don't see the reason. So you don't need a name here. And if you do have a name, when you call the function, you still call the variable's name, not the function's name. Right? Still call the variable's name. This function does have a name, but we don't use it. We're still using variable's name. Right? This should be very easy. Just remember that. And next one here. emotions function, so it prints the output you see below. But instead of passing the laugh function as argument, pass an inline function expression instead. Don't change this code here. I totally forgot how I did this. Let me see, double check it. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, so this one, if I do emotion, it's going to, don't change this code. Console log I am my string and my func2. Your code goes here, call the emotion function is here, and pass in an inline function. Okay, so the emotions takes a string and takes two variable, I am, and my string gonna be happy, and my func2 there. So the my func here is a function. My string here is a string. So emotion takes a function. Let's say call the emotions functions here. So we're gonna call it here emotion, and takes a string here, happy. And second thing is a function, right? This one here is takes a function here, an inline function expression. So the function here basically just going to be laugh2 or laugh3, and give you a number of hearts here, right? So let me grab the code of the laugh, so which is in the 5.2 here. I'm going to copy this laugh function here. I'm going to use this. All right, I'm going to use that. So here we're going to take a function, right? Basically just laugh2. And if I have the laugh2 here, if I have laugh function here, I think it's going to work. Maybe not. My func is not a function. Laugh is a function. What do you mean it's not a function? Or maybe I need to create a variable laugh is equal to a function this way. No. What does it mean here? Let me see. Oh, I see. I don't need to say the laugh2 here. I just call the function's name. Laugh here should be fine. Let me close the parenthesis. Right, I'm happy, haha, right? So, because here we define my func2. If I change this to my func4, it's going to be 4 hearts there. Right? So, let me try submit. I think it's going to give me a wrong here. It's not going to work. Yeah. So, the first, let's say how this function works here. So, we have a function called emotions. It has a string and have a function input. And all this function does is console log I am my string, and then plus a comma and my func2. Right, so when we call this function emotions and pass in the first my string is happy, and so it's going to be I am happy and comma, and the function my func is going to be laugh, so it's going to be laugh2, which is going to be haha. Right, this is how it works. We have the haha functions here, laugh function here. But so this gives what they want, but it's not an inline function expression. It's not an inline function expression. To make it inline function expression, we're gonna do it inside the instead of saying laugh here, we're gonna copy the whole function into it. Directly put the function inside it, and this is an inline function. I just instead of call the function name, we just create the function directly inside here. Right, so this is correct. I don't think even you need a name here. Maybe you don't even need I think you don't even need a name here, right? Because you don't need to call that. Right, so the name is optional here. Right, so instead of like create a function outside, you can create a function as a parameter as well. You can directly put the functions here, right? So let's check it again. So this is how we create a function outside and then put the function inside. And we can also like just replace the name of this function to the function itself. Right? It should make sense because the function name just represents this function. Right, any question here, or you want some more explanation about this one? Is 5.4. We just change the one line here as first line here. Right, it was like a this is the original one. So this code is copied from 5.2, which is function laugh equal to this. And for this one, it asks you to change that into function expression. So we're going to change the first line. Right, first line here is going to be changed into variable laugh is equal to a function takes a noun. Right, just these two are basically the same. It's another way to create it. All right, any question about any quiz here we have? 5.6. Okay. So again, in this one we have our laugh function here. Let me just bring that to here. A function laugh. Right, this is that function. So let's understand this piece by piece. So when the first one. The function laugh. This is what we our old friend. We've done that many times. Just laugh here. We can laugh with 2, and it's going to be haha. And 3 is going to be ha ha ha. Right? This is from 5.2. This is everyone should understand this one. That's a laugh function. And then we have function emotions. Emotions takes a string and takes a func. And what it does is console log I am plus the string, the first character, first variable parameter, first parameter, and then plus the second parameter with input 2. Right. So when you want to call this function, right, call the emotions function, we're going to call emotion, and pass in 2 variables here, like a 1 and 2. The first one going to be the string. You can say I am happy. Happy is the first string here, so it's going to be I am plus happy plus the second parameter. And second parameter here is going to be a function, right? Because we can say parenthesis here. It takes a parameter 2. So we can pass in laugh there. Right, laugh is a function. Right, laugh right now my func become laugh. Right, so my func 2 become laugh 2. So it's going to give you I am happy and haha. Right, I am plus happy plus haha. Right, my func 2 give you haha. Right, and to make it even shorter, we can, instead of saying the laugh outside, we can just replace this laugh just with this function. Right, this whole function, we can just copy that and just directly replace this laugh here, because that is a laugh function itself. Right, I'll just paste it here. This whole function is the second parameter right now. Right, first parameter is happy, the second parameter is this function.
So you do mean that parentheses after the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, because see, I just replaced the laugh here to the function. The parenthesis is still going to be is a parenthesis for this is a parenthesis for the emotions. We still need that. Right? That's a parenthesis for the emotion. We still need that. So we just paste it inside here. Right? Function. This curly brace is for the function, but this parenthesis is for the emotions. Right, so, and before I give you time to do today's part, we also want to talk about a little bit about arrays here. I'll give you a basic understanding what is array. And the next time, because we don't have class on Monday, so on Tuesday, over the weekend, you can take some time to go over this this lesson. On Tuesday, we're going to give you the answer for the arrays part. Right, today we're just going to introduce what is array. Array is actually is a big topic. Right, so array. So array is actually just a list of items. A list of items. Right. So if you watch the first video here, they can actually give a very good example here.
Welcome back. In the last lesson,
actually, maybe not the first one. It's the second one, I guess.
For simplifying your code and creating reusable
Let me see.
programs.
Yeah, so basically using donuts here.
Tell, we've got a
am I able to turn the sound?
So as you can tell, we've got a lot of donuts that we got to keep up with at our shop.
And it doesn't
Trying to organize.
do anything. What?
All of them is going to be
Okay, seems like I cannot make it work. Right, so let me just quickly talk about it. So here we have a lot of peanuts here, donuts here. So if we want to create variables for each donuts, it's gonna take a lot of time. Like we have 16 donuts here, so we're gonna need to create 16 variables for them. Donut 1, donut 2, donut 3, donut 4, until donut 6. 16, until donut 16. So that's a little bit of waste of time. And array can be used here to create an array of a list of donuts and give the donuts inside it with different names. And the format is going to be, this is how they create a list of 16 donuts. I mean, one by one, right? So 16 variables. And to make it as an array, keep going. Are they going to doing that here? Yes, I think they did it. Yeah. So you're gonna need to put them one by one, separated with comma, and put a bracket, square brackets on there, surrounding them. So let me give you an example here. Right. So if I want an array of numbers, we can say variable. Variable my num is going to be a square bracket and with 1, 2, 3, maybe 14, 76, and 8, 2, and something like that. That is my array of numbers. A list of numbers I want to store there. So now you can, instead of store just one number inside the variable, I can store a list of numbers. Or we can have a array of something else, like an array of colors, right? Variable colors. I can have array of, right? So red, blue, right? Pink, array of colors I can have, right? As many as you want, and just close it with the square brackets. And this is how you represent array. Basically, just give you the way to store a list of items inside it. Right. So let's also try that in the computer. So let me just close that. I bring the console here. Let's try to do it here. So say my variable colors is equal to array red, orange, yellow, green, something like that. Right. That is colors, and if you just call that name, let's give you an array of 4 items inside it. Right. That is an array, and we can also get in the item inside it one by one. So I can call colors, and with 0, that means the first item. And 1 means the second item. 2 means the third item. And 3 means the last item. So it always, like in the JavaScript, always start counting from 0. So if you do colors and with a square bracket with 0, that means I want the item at the first, at start. And colors 1 means the second item. I always start counting from 0, and it should be careful about that, right? So if you do a colors 4 here, it's going to give you like something undivided. We don't have the 5th item. Right? Be careful about that. Colors, right? Start from 0, right, to get it. Right, for colors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and also you can, adding new item to this colors array. So instead of like just recreate another one with like another color, yes, you can do that. You're gonna replace the old colors. We can also just directly adding things to it. We can do a function. There's a defined function, colors.push. We can do list. I can do list to getting how many items we have it, and then we can do colors.push. I'm gonna push, let's say, a purple inside it. And let me see, right now, my array have a purple inside it. Push, going to ending the item to the end of the array. Then adding one more to the end of it. I can try that again. Right now I have 6 colors. Purple, colors.push. And we're gonna push in a black into it. And now I have 7 items. If I call the colors, I see all the items I have it. Right, so every time you push, it's adding the add to the end. Right, and also we have the array itself. Where create a variable colors is equal to the color we want, or create a variable of nums equal to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do that. 3, 4, 5. Array of numbers. You can call the array's name to get the array's value. That's the first thing you can do. The second, you can get each element inside it. You can call nums 0, which is 1, and nums 3, which is the fourth item, which is 4. Right, you can get each element from it. That's the second thing. Third thing is you can add new things to it. Nums push a 10 to it. Right, so if you call nums right now, you're getting a 10 after it. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Alright. And you can even push a hello inside there. So nums going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 hello. And length is a property allows you to know how many numbers, how many items you have inside it. So nums.length, right, going to tell you the number of items you have inside the array. And you can also remove it by doing the splice. How do you do the splice? I actually forgot it. Let me see. Yeah, I think you can also do the pop on it. So nums equals to that, and then do nums dot pop. It's gonna pop the last one here. So the last one disappear. Pop again. The last one is popped out. It's gonna pop the last one out. And the splice. So the nums here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do a nums dot splice. It takes 3 things. Like it takes 3. It tell you here, tell you where to start. I'm gonna start at the first item, and delete count. How many you want to delete here? I want to delete 2 here. And do you want any some new items? No. So just splice 0, 2. And if I try to say nums here, right, the first 2 items are removed. Right? So the splice takes 3 things. Right? So let me try that again. So I have now let's say colors. Right, colors have red, orange, yellow, and green. And I want to say a colors dot splice. It takes 3 things. Firstly, where do you want to start with splice? I want to start with splice at the second place here, orange. So the second one, the index for that is 2. Sorry, is 1. Right, 1 is for the second item. And how many you want to delete? Start from here. I want to delete 3 here. I want to delete orange, yellow, and green. So I'm gonna delete 3 here. And do you want to replace them with something else? Sure. I'd like to add a blue, purple, and pink. Okay, I can add as many as I want. And when I hit enter, it's just gonna change the original colors into. You can replace the orange, yellow, green into blue, purple, and pink. Right, splice just allows you to replace stuff. You can tell it where do you want to start to replace, and how many you want to delete, and how many you want to add. Right, you can do that. Splice, they're gonna cover this in the topic 13 here. You can take a look on that. They can also give you some examples here. I can also give you some examples here. Alright, so you're gonna see, we're actually gonna use this splice a lot in the future when we're trying to delete something from the array. It's usually used to delete something from the array. So let's say we have nums here, right? Right now the nums is 3, 4, 5. The most common way we use array is we can do a loop on it. We can loop go from the first item until the last item to do something to each one of them. Right? For example, a for loop, variable I start from 0, and when I is smaller than the length of this one, right? So it's going to be the nums the length I plus plus. So in this case, the I is changing from 0 to 3. Right, so then we can call, let's say, on the console.log something here. Right, I want to console log out the nums i's item. Right, so it's gonna give me a 3, 4, 5. How it works? So let's see, when this for loop starts, I equals 0, and the nums the length equals 3, I plus plus. It's gonna console the log nums 0. Num 0 is 3, so we're getting a 3 here. And adding 1 to the I become 1. 1 is still smaller than 3, so we're gonna console the log nums I, which is nums 1. It gives us a 4 here. And then we're adding 1 to the I becomes 2. So 2 is still smaller than 3. It's going to console the log nums 2. Nums 2 is the last item, so it gives us a 5. And then adding 1 to the I becomes 3. 3 is not smaller than 3 here, so it's going to stop it. I'm going to see there's a lot of combination between the array and the loop. And usually you just go from the first one to the last one, or go from the last one to the first one. And later inside the quiz here, inside the Udacity class here, they're going to introduce you some more functions to allow you to deal with array easier, right, than just using the loop. Right, so you may also meet array of array. I think basically that's it. So let's summarize what we have here. We have a few things here. So firstly is array, variable array, like colors. Let's say also fruits. Fruits. I have an array of like apple, banana, orange, right? Those things. Right. This is how you create an array. Right, how you create an array. How do you call the array? It's going to be fruits. Just call the name of it. Right, so like same thing like a regular variable. That's the first thing. And then, how do I call an item from the array? So it's going to be the fruits, the name of the variable with the index of it. So it's going to be fruits, square brackets, 0, which is first item, with a 1, second item, and with 2, orange. That's the second thing. How do you call the items from it? And third thing, how do I end it? You can end it fruits. If you want to end it at end, you can use push here, which is like we can add more fruits like watermelon. So if you call the fruits again, it's gonna have watermelon inside it. Right, and if you want to remove it, you can use. If you want to remove from the end, you can do a pop. I'm gonna pop the last one from it, and when you call it again, it's gonna be the watermelon is gone.
Code in it?
Code? Yeah. So that's how you remove from the end, And splice is basically you can do anything you want. You can with it. You can use that to replace. You can use that to remove. You can use that to add. Right. So you're gonna say fruits the splice. Right. Splice. You can take three things. Where to start? And start from the beginning. How many you want to remove? I want to remove one. And that's it. They're gonna remove the apple for you. If I say put 2 here, I can remove 2. Removes both apple and banana for you. Remove 3, just make it as empty array. Right, if you remove 3, you take a look at the fruit again, it's empty, nothing inside it. Right, you can use splice to do that. Or you can do, okay, so right now it's empty. I want to start from 0, remove none of them, but I want adding something. I want adding an apple. Apple, Samsung. Alright, just do that. Alright, so, and if you do a fruit again, it have 2 items inside it. Like splice can do anything, like to add, to remove, or you can even remove from the not at the end. You can remove from beginning or remove in the middle of it. Right, this is what splice can do.
Yeah, let me ask you this.
Sure.
The splice 0 that in 3.
This one?
You did not specify 2. It still removed 2.
Which one I didn't specify? Sorry.
Yeah, right there.
Here?
Yeah,
But it is empty. I didn't remove anything. I removed, see, at this place here,
yeah,
the fruits have 3 items.
yeah.
And in here, I say to remove from beginning and remove 3 items. And the fruits become empty here. There's nothing inside it. This is why I say 0, because there's nothing inside it. I want to do something at the start. And the second parameter is how many I want to remove. I want to remove none of them, because there's nothing. It's empty. And it's empty. And then when on adding an apple, adding a Samsung, and then it's become apple and Samsung. It makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so there's nothing inside it. If I want to just directly change it, I'm gonna say, like right now I have apple and Samsung here. I can have fruits, the splice, right? So I want to change it from the second item. So splice 1, and how many delete? I want to delete 1, and I want to change it to let's say apple, banana, and orange, or peach, or anything like. Right. So adding 3. So that's what it does. It's gonna start from here, and remove 1,
Yep.
and adding 3 more up at that place.
Why do you have 1 twice?
I said the first one is where to start, and the second one is how many you want to remove.
Okay.
Right? How many you want to remove.
So that's basically what I'm questioning up there. 0 and 3. You start from 0, which is the first one, and then all 3.
So 0 means I want to start from beginning, start from ample, and 3 means how many I want to remove. I want to remove 3 here.
Okay. So if there was a fourth one, which would be the on that 0-3, is it the same way you would write it, or you would put 4 to remove everything? If you put 3, you would only remove.
Yeah, if I put 3, it's just gonna remove the first 3. Let's try it. So right now the fruits have 4 items,
Right.
and I can do a fruits, the slice. Right. So I want to start from the banana. So start from 1. I only want to remove there's 2 here.
Yep.
So it's gonna be 2 items, and I want to adding a new one here, like a I don't know, Samsung. Right. Samsung is not fruit or whatever. So basically all they're gonna do is it's gonna remove the banana and orange, and adding a Samsung between the apple and the peach. Let's try it out. Right. So it's called the fruits. Right. So it's what it does. So this one, it's start from here, and remove 2, which is banana and orange. and ending a Samsung inside it. Right. So to know more about it, you can just it actually gives you a link here. Did they? Let me see. Yeah, this MDN documentation. It's basically a documentation for JavaScript functions. So it's going to explain what it does here. So the splice method changes the content in an array by removing or replacing existing elements and or adding new elements in place. Right. So if I have months, January, March, April, June, you call the months dot splice 10 February. So start from second place here, and I want to remove none of them, but I want the ending of February. It's going to ending right at the second place here, before the March. So it's going to give you January, February, March, April, and June. And this one here, splice 41 May. So we have a January, February, March, April, and the fourth place 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And I want to remove 1, going to remove the June, and replace that with May. Right, so it's going to be January, February, March, April, and May. And they're also going to tell you what each variable stands for. The first parameter is start, the index at which to start changing the array. Second one is delete count, and how many you want to remove. How many number indicates the number of elements in the array to remove from that start position. And then the items here are optional. How many you want to replace with it. Any item you want to replace to be put there, and just put it inside here. I'll give you some examples, descriptions, and more examples. Right. And you can see in here, you basically can see all the arrays function. Array can have like a concat, every, fill, find, flat, like join, a lot of like here we have pop, push. I have a lot of functions here. You won't need all of them, but some of them are can be useful. Like you can reverse it, like reverse the order of it. You can using sort to sort it. Right? If I have an array of number, you can sort it from the smallest to the biggest. Right? A lot of functions you can do here. Like in the array 130, 421, and 10,000, you do an array the sort. It's gonna sort it for you. A lot of things you can do with array. Right, so I think we're gonna stop the lectures here. Right, you can try it out to take a look on the lecture first, and then to do the quizzes. Right, and next Monday we don't have class. Next Tuesday we're gonna give you the answers for the quizzes we have here. Right. And some students already finished the array part. I know that, and some students also they'll even finish the objects part. Object is very short. It only have like 12 lessons here. And if you finish everything, I already put the assignment in the M symbol. Right, for the assignment 2, it's a JavaScript assignment. This is just some questions about JavaScript, right? So give a chance for more practices. I have 12 questions, 12 JavaScript questions, and you have 2 weeks to finish just 12 questions. So if you can just do 1 question per day, you should be fine to finish everything. Right? It's very just 12 questions, right? So just they're all related to the functions and the loops, right? They all take from the interviews. So if you can solve this question, you should be fine to do any interview questions if they ask you. And not any, but some of them, right?